Yeah, we got a little pick-me-up for Milliken over there. ESPN reporting that right-hander Brayan Bello and the Red Sox are in agreement on a 6-year, $55 million contract extension that includes a 7th-year club option for $21 million. 24-year-old's now locked up into the 2030s.
Wow. Big win for the Red Sox. Good job, Breslow. Frontline starter at under $10 million per. It's pretty good. Pretty damn good. I mean,
frontline
for you,
a little strong.
Frontline for you, but for living in your reality, right?
Yeah, I think for where you are, this deal
is one of your better pitchers.
Exactly that. And he doesn't need to be an ace to live up to this price. You look at the 7th-year club option, right? It's going to be $22 million or $21 million at that point. This is basically a carbon copy of the Hunter Green deal the Reds made last April. It was 6 years, $53 million at that point.
Yeah, this is what you're supposed to do.
As soon as I heard it, I looked at McCone and I said, this is a great deal.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to be a frontline guy. He's just not. I don't expect him to be a frontline guy. I don't expect him to be an ace or a one or any of those things.
He's one of your most exciting young players that you're going to like, that you want to gravitate to, and this is more of what you need.
Yeah.
And take care of your own.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
And it keeps him locked up at a very affordable cost for a long time. But I'm sorry, this just speaks to the Red Sox being who they are now, which is a bargain basement cheap team.
That we need to get excited about.
That's all they are.
You got a deal.
Why are they signing this guy? Because they can keep him on the cheap for a long time. And by, advancing his career earnings, he's willing to sign. It's what the Astros did with young players that were talented. They signed them to contracts well ahead of schedule to keep them cheap. Down the road.
Yeah, look at the Braves, right? This is the Braves plan that's been going nuts the last couple of years. Spencer Strider at the end of 2022 signed for 6 years, $75 million. And obviously he is a number one pitcher. We know what he is in the big leagues right now. But with where Brayan Bello's at, going into September, he had a 3.5 ERA. He was kind of being prepped all year long, pushing him deeper into outings, trying to get him to the 7th inning here. I wouldn't be shocked now if this leads the way for Brayan Bello to be your opening day starter, but this is what smart teams do, and it's the same reason why they're talking with Tristan Casas, and he said talks have cooled down. Casas spoke this morning about, what's been going on between them, but we know for those two to be here, it's about the big three, Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, and Kyle Teal. You want these two here when those three hit their stride. You want to kind of maximize that core because that's what the Red Sox are focused on. They shouldn't be. They have more to work with at the moment, but that's what it's about. Now you'll get more prime Brayan Bello years where he doesn't hit, free agency until he's 31.
6 years, $55 million, 7th-year club option for $21 million. It's a club option, not even a player option.
Which is good. It's fully their choice.
He's 24 years old, as McCone said, and now he's locked up. And $55 million in baseball in 2024 is so little money. It's so little. How much did they just sign? Giolito for
$38 million 2 years. He has a $19 million player option next year.
Right.
And he won't even pitch.
Right.
Even maybe the back end of next year.
He's going to make $38 million for pitching one season if things go well for him in his rehab. So $55
September and August, man.
For 6 years of Brayan Bello is a steal. And I'm sorry. I like that they signed him. I love it. I love that he's locked up and Brayan Bello's in their plans because I like the pitcher and I think he's good. But this is the Red Sox turning into a small market team. This is what the Rays cheaping out. This is what the Rays would do.
All the time. Evan Longoria back in the day and through that. Always go to the young players, try to lock them up early on a cheap contract.
So I could be happy about the signing and also call them cheap.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
The reality is you can do both. Smart teams do both, like the Atlanta Braves are doing right now. That's how you maximize
But this
everything.
team's not doing both, so they're
that's
still
the
cheap.
problem.
Yeah.
But still, this is a move you should be able to do both. You shouldn't have to sit here and prioritize a whole core being at the MLB level before you start spending and adding to all this stuff. I give them credit because if Brayan Bello has another year like last year and he maintains it through September, the price is going through the roof. Tristan Casas, a year from now, what he's going to cost is going to be significantly more. If you believe Andrew Bailey's going to turn him into Logan Webb, and that's what Logan Webb was. Look at where Brayan Bello is right now. Another guy who keeps the ball on the ground. Bailey turned him into an ace, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. You hope he has that same effect with Brayan Bello.
Now explain who Logan Webb is for everyone who doesn't know.
Runner-up in Cy Young voting in the NL.
Yeah, but people don't know who that is.
Yeah, San Francisco Giants ace. He's nasty, lethal.
Baseball nerds know exactly who he is. The average sports fan has no idea who that is.
You need to get
and that's a baseball problem right there. That's a baseball problem. That's not a name people know. Logan Webb is not a name that casual baseball fans have any idea who he is.
If you're talking to Andrew Bailey, and obviously, you hear the stories of Carlos Rodon and Kevin Gausman.
I think there are people right now who hear Andrew Bailey and say, who is Andrew Bailey? So to recap, Andrew Bailey used to pitch for the Red Sox.
Now they're pitching coach.
Now he's their pitching coach. I think these are things you're going to stop and explain to people. I'm not kidding. People are like, who's this Andrew Bailey? Andrew Bailey. You might remember him as the closer for the Boston Red Sox.
Played like 5 games.
Now he's here as a member of the staff. He is their pitching coach and has done a nice job in his coaching career.
That's
Continue.
it. Huge part with the Giants and everything they have going on. We know Bayo's taken steps forward with the slider this year. I think that's the element of his game that he needs to level up to become a true top of the rotation starter. But if they believe he's going to take the step this year, this is the move they should do. It's just a shame they won't do the other stuff.
When's the next podcast, Milliken, and where can we find it?
No comment, but hopefully starting next week.
Okay. That's a little better than yesterday when you just told me you were just in a holding pattern.
We're piecing it together.
Milliken hasn't told us a damn thing.
No inside info?
We haven't really pried. We haven't really needled him for more. I've asked him for updates, but I haven't put any real pressure on him. Have I? Do you feel
no.
anybody else pressured you?
None.
To spill it?
I would share, but I'm sworn to secrecy.
That's fine.
He doesn't know
I
how
get
to
it.
handle state
What, you
secrets.
guys cut each
business.
other's wrists like blood brothers?
I get it.
A wolf pack?
Sometimes
You don't
can't
cross the
say.
family.
You just remember what family started you, pal.
My first family.
Attaboy.
617-779-0985. Again, that news, if you're just tuning in, Brayan Bello has signed an extension with the Red Sox. Maybe we should explain who he is, too. Brayan Bello, if you haven't been watching the Red Sox,
He's
People are
Red
looking him up.
Sox.
For the last couple of
B-A-Y-O.
years.
No, it's B-E-L-L-O.
28 starts last year, 157 innings, and an ERA of 4.24. He's made 39 starts in his career. Good young pitching prospect for the Red Sox. Small frame, smaller guy. I think that's something to consider in all this, but I like him. I think his starts have been worthy watching experiences. Really been worth your time.
We were talking about it last summer.
Yeah, he's one of the things worth watching on this team. And Brayan Bello has signed an extension for 6 years and $55 million with the Red Sox.